Hello, good evening, and welcome. My name's Andrew Pugsley, and you are watching Isolation. Thank you so much for tuning in. This is a very special episode of Isolation because it's the last one for a while. Things are opening up in the world, and I have gigs in actual real-life theatres. So until, the next horrendous stage of global catastrophe, we're going to make this the season finale. And in fact, regular musician Duncan Walsh-Atkins is actually having a real-life actual gig tonight. But we are blessed with the extraordinary musical talent this evening of my other showstopper colleague, Mr. Christopher Ashe, who will be at the ethereal keys this evening. Chris, could you give us a little ethereal tinkle so we can tell that you're there? Beautiful, properly ethereal. If you've watched this show before, then you know that you can give suggestions all the way through tonight's show. You can type them in the comments feed as we go. You can give suggestions for Chris to play in musical styles. You can give things to happen in scenes and whatever you like. And we might use some of them, possibly, if I notice them. It's been such a delight to do this show over the last year or so and play with some old friends, some new friends, some old hands, some people who are just starting out on their online improv journey, some people who've done tons of it. And tonight, I'm so pleased to have a genuine improv legend playing with me tonight. It's none other than Mr. Mike McShane. Hey, Mike, how you doing?
Hey guys, how's it going? Good to see you, Andrew. Hey, Chris.
Thank you so much for joining us tonight.
Hey, folks.
What, Mike? Before we kick off, tell me what inspires you in terms of improvising. What kind of things make you excited and delighted? What do you love to play with?
I love not knowing a damn thing before I go on, and right before I go on, trying to clear my deck so I can let that happen. I enjoy people who sometimes, especially with physical improv, who almost crack up. Every once in a while, I'll get friends who are just on that line, and so you just start pressing your case or whatever it is to see if you can get as much into their kitchen as possible. I do like that, and I like actually being. There's a couple times in my life, probably more than I admitted, where people are going, "Now you're done. Now get off the stage," or they come at, "You're dead." Or they would do something, you go, "Oh shit, I'm over. My shit's over. Okay, bye, I'm off." Early on in improv, literally people have to come out and like drag you off the stage. Or, as minute you come on, you're shot again. After 5 times you've been killed, knifed, and body, you go, "I think I better too much stage time. Okay, I'm off."
Well, if we have to get you off stage tonight, Mike, I'm not close enough to you to physically drag you off. But
you could just cut my feed, man. This is like that's the ultimate, sword. Like,
that's very true. I have some power tonight. Speaking of which, let us turn to the power that you all have at home. The suggestions that you put in the feed tonight. I've got all the suggestions in front of me. I'm gonna read you some of these suggestions, Mike, and see what tickles your fancy and what you would like to start us off tonight. We got a load of them. They're brilliant. Bethany Weston, who is always the purveyor of excellent suggestions. Says a black hole that is home to a forgotten solar system with human beings from the past. Cassandra Morris says 2 competing flag factories, one producing red and white flags, the other producing red, white, and blue flags. Bethany again says 2 inmates forming an unlikely bond. Lilla Stepgood says the name Bettany Doyle might come up. Bettany Doyle. Lella Stepgood says, "I can't believe Mike McShane is in tonight. So excited." Right here.
Neither can I.
What else have we got here? On a ferry to a Scottish island, says Laurie Davis. We got some. These are all brilliant. A haunted art gallery. We got an art gallery, and someone suggests a haunted art gallery.
Wow.
How do you? What are the? Oh, and an expedition to the pyramids to uncover an ancient curse. We got everything. Any of these tickle your fancy, Mike? What do you like the sound of?
Gosh, I liked. Let's see. We had the haunted gallery. Sounds good.
Yeah, great.
Because okay, that has one. I like the name Bettany Doyle being thrown in there somewhere. Is very good.
Great.
And
Yeah,
I'm cool
great,
with that.
lovely. We got Bethany Doyle and we got the Haunted Art Gallery. What would you like? What should the title of this story be, Mike? Can you use either of those elements, or
Let's see. Let's see. How about chiaroscuro?
chiaroscuro? Yeah, I'm definitely gonna be able to spell that. Let's assume that this is how it's spelled. If
I
you
think
fill, Mike, for
I might be
15
an A
seconds
in
while
it.
I type that in.
It get me for a second. Yeah, it might have an A in the first couple of letters, or not.
Let's see. Let's see if I get it vaguely right. Okay, lovely. I think we're all ready.
Did it
It's
have an A
time.
in it?
I'm spelling it Chiara Euro.
Yeah, I think that might be it.
Let's let's go with
I'm gonna
that.
have like a nun pop up in my memory and bash me in the head for that one.
Okay, we've got the title. It is time, please, for Mr. Christopher Ashe to start the overture for this evening's performance of Isolation, episode 30, Chiaroscuro. On behalf of the museum as a whole, I'd just like to thank you for coming along to this one-on-one private view of our most exciting exhibition.
Well, I have to say, Dean, I'm quite impressed with the width of the gallery's findings, and there's a lot of the stuff that you had not had out for years, Dean. I must say, it's and the Kelman organization, which I'm the chairman of. I'd like to thank you for inviting us.
Oh, please, Mr. Doyle, you and the Kelman organization have been great friends to this establishment over the years, and any little kindness that we can show you, Mr. Doyle, then we shall.
Well, my great grandmother Bethany Doyle, who was found innocent, was, as well as being a purported murderess, and
innocent on all charges.
On all charges except guilty of good taste. Guilty of good taste, Doyle. And it was a stipulation in her will that a lot of her work and her collections would be given to small galleries, and you're one of them.
I mean, we may be small in size, Mr. Doyle, but of course our love knows no bounds, if you follow my meaning.
Well, I've got to say, Dean, you've done a great job, and you've only been in, 2 years? And I remember when you first came, you know so little about the gallery. In fact, there's probably some things about it you still don't know.
I haven't yet ventured to the 3rd floor, Mr. Doyle. Far too nervous.
Wait till you get to the 3rd floor. Wait till you get to the 3rd floor. So how old is your daughter? I heard congratulations. You had a baby.
Thank you. Yes, just 2 weeks old, and every inch a spit of her mother.
Oh, that's fantastic. What's her name?
Well, funny story. Actually, her name is also Bethany.
Oh gosh, my great would love that. That would be. Oh, let me just put it on this piece of parchment. Bethany. Oh, that's great.
You're writing my daughter's name on a piece of parchment, Mr. Doyle?
Yes. It's part of the Doyle, part of the Doyle family memory book. We keep. It's a very old book, hence the vellum. But we put our friends and our friends' children's names in the book, just to remember who's important to us.
Oh well, I'm really rather touched, Mr. Doyle.
You're a fine, upstanding, virile man. Produced a child That's, you've done something. It's something that is winded down in our family's history. And as much as we would like to have progeny of our own, my ex-wife and I, we couldn't. So I've devoted my life and made this museum my child.
Yes, and what a glorious offspring it is. Speaking of which, I wonder if you would like to see the main exhibit. Obviously not as exciting as if you were here and able to touch it in person, but
That's okay.
We'll have to dim the lights a little bit.
Yes, all right.
Yes. Okay, we go.
Yes. My goodness. The Chasu dragon.
Yes, we painstakingly restored it as per your instructions, Mr. Doyle, and I think she's quite a beauty, eh?
Yes, from the Tang Dynasty. Very few of the artifacts have come through the museums in complete condition. We are lucky that the Chasu dragon was at least 80, if not 90% complete.
Yes. I must say it has a rather captivating stare. Does it not?
Yes, it is. It's according to the legend in the early parts of the Tang Dynasty, strangely enough, that emperor would bemoaning the fate of not being able to have progeny to carry forth the dynasty's reign. And a wizened merchant
What a
with a
peculiar
book.
coincidence.
Yeah. Why?
Well, it just seems the notion of progeny is in the air this evening, is it not? Your notes.
It's interesting. All museums, all dynasties are made solely of people's desire to leave something behind that will express their desires, sometimes desires and things that, even as powerful as they were, they didn't get to complete.
Leave something.
Yes. And the Chasu dragon promises an eternal line of power to whoever owns it and cares for it.
Back from the past.
Exactly.
A nugget in time.
That's
something
what you need.
That reaches.
Something that climbs through history's gate.
Yes. Through history's gate. A key that unlocks the door.
A door that opens fold.
A dream that is past.
However young or old.
A memory that's never forgotten.
A fate that's never felt.
The well of history and a gate. History's gate. Mr. Doyle, you must have pressing things to do, I'm sure.
Interesting.
Perhaps we should leave the private view there for this evening, Mr. Doyle.
Sure. Right now, that's a good idea. But I've got to say, it looks in remarkable condition.
Well, we shall keep it in as I'm sorry. We shall keep it in the manner to which you require us. I'm sorry, Mr. Doyle, I can hardly speak.
The Bettany family is beholden to you for being the caretaker, to have adopted, to have nurtured. What's the matter, Dean?
We'll speak soon, Mr. Doyle. Yes, we'll speak soon. Yes?
Yes, of course. Until
Very
then.
good. Good evening, sir.
It appears that our subject is quite involved with the dragon, and that is yielding the effect as traditionally it has done for these many years. I'm sorry, this form of communication is the only one available to me at the moment. I would have liked to have met you in our traditional place and had our traditional drink. I must suffice myself for the moment with diluted ingredients from the local hospital. But soon we will drink deep.
So. Well, I just have to say, firstly, an apology, really, to get in such a little tiz at the end of our private view. I don't really quite know what came over me. And secondly, just as always, to give, on behalf of the whole establishment, my deepest thanks and gratitude for everything you've done.
Gratitude is nice, Dean. Your commitment has been strong.
Oh.
And we here in the Bettany family have nothing but appreciation for it. However, we were wondering whether it'd be nice for you to start something to help the families once museums open up. We were thinking, how does this sound? Bring your child to the museum day.
Yes, that's remarkable, Mr. Doyle. Yes, of course. Bring your child to the museum. Everybody brings along the next generation of art lovers, the next generation of artifact finders, and instill in them something of the magic and mystery of the past. That is a wonderful idea, Mr. Doyle.
It's never a better time to sacrifice your schedule to letting children, your children, experience art. And I say the younger the better.
Well, of course, my own daughter, but, now only 3 weeks old, much too young, of course. But yes, other people's children, that would be absolutely wonderful.
Why not, Dean? Why not your child? Even at 3 weeks old, children are incredibly receptive to the environment around them, to prayers, chants, being handled and touched.
You think that would be appropriate?
What really is appropriate, Dean? Appropriate, think of the word. It's what you take on that you think is right or helpful. You appropriate other cultures, other ideas, other foods, because you find them intriguing and interesting. And you grow, don't you, from that?
Yes. I mean, in some ways, these days, cultural appropriation not highly frowned on, but yes, I take your point.
Oh, I think as long as you give appreciation and you give announcement and you give praise to the source, it should be very happy that it's being lauded and given that.
Yes, maybe little Bethany would like a little visit out. I'm sure her mother won't miss her for an hour or two.
Yes, you don't need to bring the wife.
Well then, it is settled. Oh, Mr. Doyle, what would I do without you?
Wallow in the dark caverns of ignorance. I'm sorry.
No, you're quite right. Well, so it is. No time like the present. I mean, we're opening, but next week.
That's fantastic. By the way, can I get your two things from you? I was wondering, can I get your clothing size and the length of your baby?
Well, I'm. Sadly, the past year hasn't been kind, and I'm now an extra medium. And my baby is funny request. She's exactly 50 centimeters.
50. Let me write that down. 50 centimeters.
Parchment again, Mr. Doyle. Writing on parchment.
Yes, of course. And ink.
Well, very well. As always, anything we can do for the Doyles.
Extra medium. Do you have a good sleeve length for me?
I'm not sure the length of my sleeves is something I've ever really considered in great detail, but I suppose they've never quite been in proportion to the rest of my body, so I'd say they're medium minus.
Medium minus. Okay, just you may have to roll them back to keep them clean, but that's fine. Good. Well, I'm looking forward to this.
Me too. Next week, Mr. Doyle, and you'll connect
I'll
up
be
as
there
always.
Personally.
In person, Doyle.
I might be, if I can make it. If I'm not there in person, I'll be there in spirit.
Well, that's terrific, Mr. Doyle. I look forward to it.
I really look forward to it too.
You got mail.
Huh. Oh. Gosh, what? He's coming? Oh, let me return this. You can't be here later? I mean, you're going to be here tonight? I'll set something up in the basement. And I hope you are okay with it. Not like last time. I don't think I could take that again. Well, dear brother, I look forward to seeing you. Dear brother.
of history. The gates of history. A breath of progeny. The feel of night. Escape of sunlight. The mists of the dark. A spectre of enchantment that strikes in the heart. A hope for something. A speck of what's to come. The gates of history will open, but not to anyone. And here we go. Oh, everything is more or less ready, I believe. I'm just putting the finishing touches, and before long, the general public will be here. How very, very, very exciting. Got the exhibit in the final spot, and shh. Bethany, dear, come here, come here. My darling. Shh. Yes. I know. This whole place has been here for many hundreds of years, lining these walls. Lining these walls as what came before us. You and me, you're just starting on your adventure. Hopefully I've got a long old dot of my adventure too. These stories all around us, people who've tread in our footsteps before us. They can maybe tell us which way to go. And, oh, I'm not mistaken. First real life visitor, my darling. Let's open the doors. Welcome.
Hello.
This is I'm sorry, I'm quite transfixed by your stare, oh mysterious stranger. This is welcome to bring your child to the gallery day. Have you?
Yes, I know. My brother told me.
You have the look of a Doyle about you.
I do. He hasn't mentioned me?
Maybe in passing. I wasn't quite prepared for the intensity of your gaze.
My name is Dortmund.
Dortmund Doyle, of course.
Dortmund Doyle.
Dortmund, yes. Well, you're very welcome. Your family is responsible for everything that's ever gone right in my career.
Oh, they're responsible. They're very, very forward thinking. And we plan ahead. Unfortunately, my brother couldn't make it.
Oh,
an infection.
I hope he's going to be okay.
We don't know. It seems to be a necrotizing bacteria of some kind.
Heavens above.
Very, very ugly.
I can
But
imagine.
he wanted to make sure that I was here to see a wonderful museum.
Kind to a fault. Can I offer you something to drink, Boyle?
Not yet. What a lovely child. Is that a baby?
Yes. Yes, this is Bethany. Named after your grandmother, no doubt.
May I see her face?
Well, she's sleeping just now.
Well then, let her sleep.
Yes. Very well, very well. As you can see, this whole wing has been extensively remodeled during the closure, and you are the first visitor to have set foot in it. But I'm sure it's set to welcome many more.
I think you've done a good job recreating the temple atmosphere of the Chasu Dragon.
Yes, it's good.
The bloodletters of the Tang Dynasty would be happy.
Well, that is good news. I have to say that is rather good. I say, where is?
They were very demanding. Oh, just the right smell of incense. Perfect.
Maybe we went a little too strong on the incense. It's rather thick, is it not?
Let the incense and its thick, unctuous oils coat the bright light of day and force and press it to the ground, where daytime will only see its own face pressed against the ground, and night with its heavy foot and hand will press further and further until day is no more.
Bethany, shush now, Bethany, please.
She's what?
Shush! Stop fussing, please. What is?
She's hearing. She's feeling. She's occupying and becoming the perfect open vessel for the Chasu Dragon.
No!
Yes. The dragon has taken and absorbed its first of the progeny.
No! Get it away! No!
Closer!
No!
Closer!
No! You got mail. You got mail.
Dear brother, I hope you're able still to scroll with what's left of your hand. Just kidding. Everything went as planned. The child is with the dragon, and the dragon is with child. The museum will serve as a complete conduit and construct. And the Emperor's name and power will live on. Through this door of history, we take the time, we bend it backwards and forwards, we take the time, and give the meaning to no words. It's history, it's mystery, belongs to those who convey with money and power what those with taste have to say.
I don't know if you'll be able to see me, Mr. Doyle, if this video message will get to you, or if you'll be able to connect somehow, but I'm sure it wasn't anything that you planned, but, well, things went terribly wrong. It all went by in such a blur of fog and dragons, and I'm very, very afraid for Bethany.
She'll be fine.
Well,
she will be an empress.
That is not reassuring.
She will have power beyond reason and imagination.
Didn't ask for this life for her. I just thought I was showing her a bit of history.
You have. And now she's transcended behind that gate and has become part of history.
No.
History, you know, is an ongoing thing.
I'm very well aware of that. But her history has only just begun. And it is not to be robbed from her. Why should we be pawns in this game I barely understand?
You've had to apply for a grant as an art museum owner. You know you have to serve some master sometime. The clientele that make up the art world have demands. Sometimes simple. They just want their name on a plaque. And sometimes they want something more.
Who are you? Why me and why her?
Because you are pure of heart and mind. And because your child is as such.
Mother always said that would be my undoing.
You're a little too nice, a little too good to people, a little too nice. You put the glimmer on God's own steeple. Don't you like to be nice? That means everybody can rely on. And when you're nice, every seems to things to try on.
Yes, a little too nice. Hasn't it always been my trouble? Just a little too square, and it all falls down. Yes, just a little too set, like a whole life is planned out. Just a little too just right, it seems. And if everything can come crashing down at the end of days, then maybe now's the time to make it go another way. And maybe there's time to break out from the shadows. And maybe a little too nice is not the way it goes.
That's not very nice. That's thinking of your only self and your child. Someday she'll leave and leave you lonely. But if you think you can remove yourself from the situation, I'd be surprised. That would be above your station.
Just you watch me. And connecting. I know you're there, Mr. Doyle.
I was trying to. I can't turn my video off.
Yes. Yes. I'm afraid I've done a little bit of rerouting. Yes. Escaped down here to the museum cellar, where there's all kinds of little things to tinker with.
Where's the sacrifice? Where's the child? Where's the dragon?
Never known you lost for words before, Mr. Doyle. Almost as if the tables have turned. The worm turns.
Child has to be in the area with the dragon and has to stay there for at least another couple of hours for it to be complete.
This dragon?
Yes,
Mr.
yes,
Doyle?
that one right there. No, leave it.
This
No.
Dragon?
Not handling the dragon that way.
Yes.
It's an antique.
This
No.
dragon!
Go.
This dragon! This dragon! I think it might have worked. Bethany! 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 Oh, my darling! Oh. Shh, 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 shh. Okay, let me turn off the alert sirens there. Okay. That's a good girl. I think that dragon must have been some kind of Horcrux. An embodiment of the soul of... is, of course, of the first Bethany. But it's okay. I don't quite know the how or the why, but breaking it seems to have broken the cycle. Your history, Bethany, is your own. Your destiny is wherever you want it to go, and these stories are, well, they're guides, they're not instruction. These walls are full of the mistakes men and women have made in the past, and they're your mistakes to make or not make as you wish. Just promise me, Bethany, that as you go through life, you won't be too nice all the time. Okay, but not now. Not now. Now's a good time to be nice. After all, today is the day we opened the gates of history. I think we'll carry on with Bring Your Child to the Gallery Day. And at least something can come out of that strange man's mind. Let's open the gates of history, but choose your path as you will. It can go in many directions till somebody writes the last sentence or paints the stories on the walls. As we create our futures, each one of us all, and a circle of blood and butchery can be broken with just one act. And Bethany, it's yours to choose, and that's a fact. So we'll open the doors of this gallery to the young and the old alike. Come in, come one, come all, and take it as you might. And now, at the close of day, it's here for us to see that we've opened the gates of history. And that's our show tonight. Thank you so much, Mike. Oh, that was so much fun.
What a pleasure. Thanks, Andrew. Thanks, Chris. That was great, guys.
Wonderful. Let's bring Chris in here. If you unmute yourself,
Yeah.
Chris. There we go. Let's get you in
buddy.
on Skype.
That was amazing. Thank you so much.
Well done, Chris. Well done, brother.
Oh, beautiful music, Mr. Ash. Beautiful stuff there.
Yeah,
I
no
love that
shit.
we ended off the series on epic and grand themes there.
Good, good. I think I need to send a check to the Ghostbusters 2 writers for sacrificing a child to a horrid agent of the netherworld. You know, I mean, Bill Murray may be kicking my door at any moment. Or on the Harold Ramis estate.
I mean, we had more little wooden dragon statues than Ghostbusters, so you know we've changed the
This
IP
is
to
true.
our own.
Thanks for the prop bringing. That was nice, man.
Hey,
Once that
it's
prop
fun.
came up, I go, we got it. We got everything we need now.
You know, I've used most of the things that happen to lie around in our bedroom during the series, and the one thing I hadn't used is the little statue of a dragon that we have. So there you go.
Cool, man.
Wonderful.
Oh,
thank you so much, Mike. Thank you so much, Chris. And thank you so much for all of you to watching.
Yeah, guys.
As you know, this is the last of this series. I just want to say a big thank you to everyone who's watched the series over the last year. Particularly big thank you to those who've watched every single show we've done. It's been such a lifeline for me to connect with amazing people like Mike all around the world and play with them. And thanks to you watching and giving us your amazing suggestions that we've been able to do that. A little shout out to some of the people who have watched pretty much every episode. I know Bethany Weston, you've been watching so many episodes. Sarah Jane Hall, Leela Stepgood, Laurie Davidson, you've been watching a lot of them. Cassandra Morris. Also, let me see if I can pronounce. My Cyrillic pronunciation is not very good, but I think Yana Veligorina, if I'm pronouncing that right. I hope so, but thank you so much. I see you watching loads of times again. And thank you, everybody who's watched one-off as well every now and again. It just means so much for you to be here and supporting us, creating stuff in this difficult of times. So thank you to everyone there. Any final words before we go? Final words from Mr. Chris Ash?
Beware people measuring your baby.
Good advice. Thank you so much again, Mike. It's such an honor to perform with you. Any final words, my friend?
And just that ever since I got set in a bad storage shed with you guys, you and Showstoppers and Chris, you guys have always been really great. And you're so amazingly good, kind, and talented. It's amazing. It's great. Great to see you again and be with you.
Oh, thank you, my friend. Pleasure is all mine. We've got a Showstopper live stream next week. We've got Showstoppers in real life up and down the country. Go to showstopperthemusical.com. If you're watching the show, you probably know all about that, but maybe you can come and see a real live show sometime soon. Thank you once again for watching. And for tonight, till the next pandemic, perhaps, that is all from Isolation. Thank you, everybody, and good night.